Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It's been a little while. Oh boy, someone's been busy. Hello, players. Hello. Hello. Good to see you again. We got two players tonight. We have the one, the only, the many Joris, as he has been many Jorises across many campaigns, and we also have Ulbrich, who has recently been upgraded in his profession and is now a little bit more violent in his ways, which is quite something to say for a man who's already inflicted a lot of pain with a flail. Gentlemen, I think we'll just crack on. As per usual, we're going to start today early hours of the morning. Grey outside, a low mist still covers the surrounding city, and you awaken on the uncomfortable straw beds of the rat hole. Others having left before you on some errand, the two of you have each other's company and the company of a few rats that are scurrying around looking for some remains. Over to you.
There's also the rats in the barrel, right? Oh, chickens.
Yes, there are.
Chickens.
Yes, there are indeed.
I'm assuming the others told us what they're for.
Yes, for now I think they have said they currently do not disturb.
Don't eat them.
Yeah. I think they're on a do not disturb timer.
Yeah.
And there is currently no noise coming from either.
Yep.
Alberic will actually check if the barrel lid is secured enough so the chickens wouldn't get out.
Okay. You investigate the test case and the control case, and both of them have a small crate placed on top. One of them slightly off of centre that you're able to correct. And you're fairly sure that a rat won't get out. Or a chicken, for that matter. As there are chickens in there, not rats.
Are they okay?
I don't know. I don't hear any noises from there, so I suppose that's how chickens do when they are in the dark. And
Right.
Alberic will knock on the barrel to see if something happened once chicken hears a noise.
There is a slight flutter.
Looks
Before
like there's something inside.
more silence.
Well, at least they're still alive.
Yeah. But it's been, what, a couple of days after we started our experiment, so I suppose it's too early to draw any conclusions.
All right. Well, what shall we do then? What time is it now? Sorry, I forgot.
I would say it is probably about 9 AM.
All right.
Do you think your uncle's establishment is open? Because I feel positively hungry right now.
Yes, I think it is good if we talk to him a bit. Get some advice. Maybe we know where to go. Do you need anything from the market while we're passing there?
Alberic will slap his half-empty purse and that, not really. I'm not the type who can afford anything.
It's fine then. Let's go see my uncle. Then we will go to the Hunter's Lodge.
You make your way over to the Hunter's Lodge. It is a fairly Peaceful inside, probably only about 10 patrons, mostly having breakfast. Although you see many angry faces, and you can hear a few complaining at the lack of meat that is currently available.
I just remembered something. Okay.
Yes.
I'm just hoping that you remember now, but we'll see. Good evening, Uncle. How goes it?
Good to see you again. You're looking good. Not
Yes,
wasting away like the rest of us.
No, they are, well, not Nordlander.
Yes, good. I'm afraid no meat today. We have no supply.
Oh, is there something with the hunters?
The hunters... They have been retired for a little while on account of the woods, and the shipment that is normally arriving here did not arrive.
Where does this shipment usually come from?
The north of town, the northwest, yes. The cart driver, actually. He is around town, I've seen him.
Where, you've seen him around town, but where is he staying? Maybe we can find out something about him.
He's normally around the slums. If you ask, he's old and crooked. Many people recognize him. Let me remember his name. And at this point, Joris, I'm going to ask you to tell me his name of this cart driver.
This cart driver's name is Antoine.
Antoine. Excellent. Antoine. Good. Yes, Antoine. That's it. He's a sly fellow, but maybe he can, maybe you can help him to get us some meat. You'll be popular. Have lots of friends.
We could find out. Oh, by the way, Uncle.
Yes.
I remembered you had some adventuring gear. Well, you used to have it. And, well, we are about the same size. Do you still have it?
His eyebrow sort of goes up and he looks at you out of the left eye with this sort of intent focus. What exactly are you planning to adventure?
Well, we've been having some encounters, and with my compatriot here, so we are doing some gardening in the gardens of Moor. And it got a bit dangerous, so maybe I thought, you know, my uncle, he has that leather jerkin or that thing you had.
Yes. I tell you what, seeing as you were inquiring about the meat, if you can solve the problem, you will be very popular. And if you do so wearing the Hunter's Lodge jerkin, the Hunter's Lodge will be even more popular.
Yeah, well, there you go. 2 birds in 1 stone.
Yes, now, let me get it. My pride and joy. It reaches up on the shelf for a boiled leather breastplate, which is intricately carved with the symbol of Tal mixed with a man riding a bear.
Ooh. Spiffy.
Yes. This will bring you good luck.
Thank you, Uncle. I know you were very fond of it. And here's, I can still see the cut that you talked about, see, when it saved your life. And he not grabs it, he takes it from him like it's the Holy Grail or something. Carefully.
Good. Maybe take it to the shrine for a blessing before you go. might bring you good luck. Even more.
It is a good idea.
If you are trying to solve the problem of the missing food, I suspect having Tal on your side will be of use. Perhaps, and ordinarily I would not say this, but perhaps a little help from Renault as well. Me.
Well, 1 in 10 belongs to Renault. It's always a good idea.
Yes, indeed. Of course, you can also, now you are a qualified adventurer, you could go into the woods and kill Maria. So then the hunters can go back to hunting.
Well, I think we'll sort out the car driver first, and we'll see what happens.
Very well. Remember, there is a good price. Although I don't want to lose another family member so soon, so maybe get a bigger sword or something. Or maybe a few more of you than 2.
Well, yes. I have this club from the priest of Moor. It works fine. But
good. Well,
sword would be good.
You might need more of a club, if you follow me. It is 50 gold crown now. It is going up each day.
Oh, 50 gold crown.
50 gold crown.
You can buy 2 cows for that.
The man could retire on that.
Yes. Well, for now, my companion and I, we are a bit hungry. So, a nice breakfast would do.
We have bread, tomato, and some
cheese?
Yes, some cheese. The cheese is a bit odd, but don't mind it. There's little green bits in it.
Well, what do you say, Achaidh? You hungry enough for some green cheese?
Yeah, I suppose so, yes.
I got it for cheap, a bad batch, I think, but it was cheap.
Well, it's like they say, butter, brie, and green cheese, that makes you a true Nordlander.
Do you have some sort of ale to wash it down?
Yes,
maybe?
this I have. Ale, schnapps, vodka, many things, and of course the basic ales. This one will do you well. Looking at you, you're a man of reasonable stature. I would think this would be suited to your tastes. And brings out a small, like 1 foot long, 1 foot wide keg, places it down on the table. This is probably the last of the free drinks for you. The money is tight, and but this should see you through for a few days.
Thank you, kind sir.
And good luck. If you are going to die, make sure you die drunk while doing this adventuring.
That is a good idea. The best advice I got since I came here.
No problem. Now, enjoy. I'll hopefully see you again soon. Do not die.
I do not plan to. And I have my friend here, who is in league with the god of sleep. So they will keep me safe, I hope.
And just as he turns to leave, he turns around to the other 10 patrons and informs them all that they should not be so angry, because his very own flesh and blood are now dedicating themselves to solving this protein-based issue. There's a small cheer.
Okay. Well, what do you say, Achaidh?
I'm thinking that even though this cheese is atrocious, I think I'm not going to wash it down with ale. I think I might need to have a fresh head for whatever lies ahead of us.
I think you're right. Still, some Marienburg courage will always do some good.
We can take the keg with us, and if we need courage on the way, we can get some.
Well, we can drop the keg at the rat hole. I'm sure the others need it more than we do.
Probably, but I'm afraid that those chickens or rats in the rat hole will drink it before anyone else gets their chance to taste it.
That is true, that is true. Very well, we'll take it. Now, if you do not mind, I will make a prayer at the Shrine of Tal here. Say some blessings, ask for some blessings. Now, what can I offer? Would be a waste to offer the keg as a offering. I think it's a bit much.
You can offer one mug from that keg.
That might be a good idea. I will do so. And I drain a mug of ale from the keg, and go to the shrine of was in the lodge, right next to the door or something.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm assuming there's other trinkets and things there already offered. So.
Yeah, there's a mixture of things. Some animals' teeth that you presume were caught. Some small sort of effigies made out of twigs into the shape of owls, bears, and other common wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
A few carvings as well on the back of pieces of wood.
I approach the shrine and I speak softly to myself, but not that no one else can hear it. Father Tal, please accept this offering. I hope that you will keep us safe and look over this town. Even though I think they may have lost their way. Well, they are not Northlanders, so what do they know? We will venture out, sort this business. With your aid, we will bring it to a success. Cheers! And I take one sip of the ale and place the mug firmly on the shrine altar.
All right. Roll me a D100, please.
D100, D20, D10, D100.
Low is good, so there you go. There's an 8.
My lucky number.
We will return to that later.
Now, Gerhard, I don't know how you sit with Renault, but it was good advice.
Well, I suppose we should get as much help as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, it's a little bit too early for us to pray to more yet.
Yes, I hope to postpone that as long as possible. Unless we encounter some deadites, and we can pray with their souls and not ours. But I guess he said the slums. That's probably where we find the Renault East as well. Or
Well,
maybe...
I thought that every tavern is some sort of a temple for Renault.
I do not think I've seen one here.
Might as well do the rites here. Just...
Or we can donate to some beggar. That's always good.
True. Or we may play a little bit of dice game and donate the winnings to the beggar, I suppose. That should be pleasing to the renowned.
Yes. Well, I think it is off to the less respectable part of town then. Or are there any dice games being played here in the lodge?
Not so much in the lodge. There's a couple of hand-based games going on at the moment between a table of 4. You kind of make a bunch of different animal-based shapes with the hands. It's a little bit like rock, paper, scissors, but with varying different animals.
They are playing bear, wolf, stag, marmot here. Not my game. I don't know why you call it here, but that's what we call it.
I suppose we can join for one round, just to get the blessing going.
I guess so.
So
all right.
I'll will step forward and approach the group that's playing.
Okay.
Oi, gents, don't you mind if we join for a round or 2?
Hey, sure. Always nice to have some new company, especially for the people that are going to be getting our meat back. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, can't stand this cheese. Canton bread. That's no food for a man.
No food for a man indeed. But when a man cannot hunt because of a giant fuck off spider, it's all he gets. It's rather ironic, really, isn't it? The town was saved by a man riding a bear. Now it's been fucked by something riding a spider.
Riding a spider, you say? I think we saw it before. It cried out for Mary or
Mary. That's the name of the spider.
Oh, right.
Indeed. Don't know where it came from. Rolled in a couple months ago. Presumably down from the mountain. Strange times. Even stranger, no one's been able to kill it yet. We lost 4 hunters and, truth be told, we are old. We do not have the young barefoots, ready, willing and able to throw themselves down for Tal to take it on, so here we are waiting for our saviours.
Right. Well, let's have that game then, and we will see what we can do about it.
He taps his hand in a fist down on the table. The rest of the group start joining in. And basically, the way this game works is there is an opening chant. We're going on a hunt. We're not scared. We're and then you reveal what you are. Fuck knows how I'm going to represent this with dice. I would have made cards for this, but I've just made this shit up. So, for now, just roll a D100. Just roll a gamble. Heck, just roll a gamble to see if you can read the other people around the table, assume what animal they're going to be, and be the prey or the predator for them, depending on whether you win or lose. Challenging because this is opposed, yep.
Rate.
Okay, yep. Yoris, you're pretty sure everyone else is going to go bear, so you go moose. Bear fucks moose. Yeah, everyone else, a real curveball there. You just didn't see it coming, and you're just instantly out. Ulbrich, you make it to the next round. The forfeit basically is you put some of your food that you have into the pot in the middle, and whatever's left at the end goes to the victor. Ulbrich, roll me another test for the next round. Yeah. A slight slip of an old man's hand, and you're pretty sure he's going to go emu. But at the last moment, he goes owl. Catches you off guard.
Well, Ronald giveth, Ronald taketh.
Indeed.
And I eateth. Thank you very much for playing.
Take care, old man.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
And I'll be seeing you, I suppose.
You will be seeing him. Right. Where to next, gentlemen?
Let's go look for this Antoine. Sounds like a Bretonian name. Yeah, so left, right. Where do you think the slums are? Maybe the rat one.
Yeah, I think we can check around the rat hole.
Right.
Okay.
And we'll go there and ask around for this Antoine.
I'll ask for a gossip, please. You can make it easy.
So easy.
Okay. You first get some instruction that, oh yeah, he's been seen within the markets. Which market? Oh, all of them. He's been shopping. And everyone you meet says this. He's been buying loads and loads of stuff. Loads of money. He was seen at this stall and that stall and this stall. And let's say probably about 3 hours of walking around the town, just being like, yeah, he's over there. Eventually you catch up to him. This man's carrying about 2 satchels that seem loaded with goods, and has a young lad there who's probably, I would say, about 12 years old, who is arms outreached in front, just carrying like a mountain of clothes and bedrolls and fairly nice stuff, though, not cheap.
We approach him. Just out of curiosity, Earhart, what is your fellowship skill?
I wouldn't count on it. It's 56.
Yeah, mine's 23, so we've got the 2 least facey characters. There you go. Well, we approach this man.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Yes, it is afternoon now. Mr. Antoine?
The man,
driver?
the man turns to you. He has something unusual, a small like incense stick that he's chewing on. His speech is somewhat muffled.
Hello, gentlemen. How goes it?
Sorry, how goes it? Oh, it goes fine.
Good. And did you have anything for me to buy?
Something to buy. What is that in your mouth?
Oh, it's an incense stick.
Yes. Don't you? It's kind of hard to make out what you're saying.
Yes, but it's very good for the breath.
Oh, for the breath. Okay.
Dreadful halitosis. Finally afford the cure.
For hexantoses?
Yes.
What does hexantose got to do with it?
Yeah, he briefly takes the stick out of his mouth and like breathes at you. Make an average endurance roll, please.
Not bad, eh? Average.
Yeah, average. Okay. I've gone on the wrong tab, so I can't see rolls. Okay. That's like, whew. Okay. Smells like horse manure. He raises his eyebrows and puts it back in his mouth.
Right, okay, I get it.
Yep. So, got anything for me to buy?
Anything to buy? Well, I was hoping to buy something from you, because I have it that you normally sell the meats here in town.
Oh, yes, I used to be a cart driver. Used to be. Now
Used
I'm
to
a
be?
merchant.
But what happened to the meat then?
He just stops and looks like he's thinking really hard for a moment.
I don't know, really.
But there's no other cart driver?
Oh, I used to do the meat run. I'm not supposed to...
He's going to roll an intelligence check. The target is 50.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, that's right. Strictly confidential, I'm afraid. But the meat cart is no more.
Right.
How come?
Well, confidentially, someone bought it.
Maybe you can confidentially tell the other interested buyers of your card who bought that card, so we could bought that card from that person.
Make a charm
And-
test, please. This will be opposed by his intelligence. He's fairly intelligent. You're fairly charming. I'll say his base stats probably not too good for this, so I'll give you that one.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. Confidentially, of course. I was given 35 gold crown for it, excluding the goods, and I was told to leave it at a specific location, about 100 yards outside of town, on the northwest gate. Off the track, off the road, confidentially, of course, and I confidentially left it there, and I got paid, so now I'm a merchant.
But who paid you?
Well, it's confidential, of course. It was...
Okay. Just a second, because you're looking for something to trade, right? We might have something, but I have to confer with my associate.
Oh, of course, I love trading. I've been doing it for 2 days now. Absolutely.
Just wait here for a second, and I move a little bit away, and Gerhard, I think this man can give us a bit more information. But there is a lot of ice here. Maybe we should get him somewhere else.
Yeah, maybe we can bring him into our little tavern and sell those elven sleeping bags, because it looks like he's into buying them.
That is a good idea. And then we can put a little bit of the pressure on him and see what else he knows, right?
Yeah, also we do have a keg of ale. I suppose he at least would remove that stick from his mouth to drink it.
Well, it would be a shame to waste it, but we shall see.
Well, we can water it down, I suppose,
It would even be more of a sin.
for, special occasion.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Mr. Antoine,
Yes.
It turns out we have some, what was it, sleeping bags made by elves.
Oh, really? I haven't traded any elf stuff before.
It's of the highest quality, but of course, we don't walk around with such stuff. So, might we invite you to our establishment to see the wares?
You mean to say confidential?
His eyebrows wiggle.
Well, sure.
Very, very discreet location.
Oh.
Just,
Right. Well, you can call me
this way.
horny. Let's go.
Oh, well, assuming we take him to the red hall.
Okay.
Should the boy stay outside? What do you think?
I don't know. Those clothes look heavy. He can get inside, put them on the table, and do whatever.
Very well. Come in, boy. Keep yourself busy. While we talk to your master.
Thank you, sir. Enjoy your confidential trade.
Boy, don't touch those barrels. Pretty please. I'll break your legs.
For a split second, he was like, I've got to touch the barrels. Then the second half of the sentence comes, and he's like, ah! He just sits there instead, confidentially.
Good.
Oh, right. So, is this the part where we trade?
Sure. Look, the sleeping bags, they're right there.
Right,
See?
okay.
Nice. Now, but there is just one thing, you know. When we are doing this confidential thing, then, well, we cannot have any other secrets for each other. So I am very much interested in doing also deals with this person who bought your card. But I would have to know who it is. I can't just go around talking to people, asking if they bought a card in an illicit way. That would be very suspicious, and it would draw attention to me and, of course, to you then. And I'm sort of flexing my muscles, pacing about, making sure he notices how insanely huge,
how beefy you are.
Well, not tall, but
Okay, roll me an intimidation.
all right.
You're outnumbering him, so we'll make it average.
And listen, with this deal, we will sell you that sleeping bag for half a price.
We'll give you a bonus from the assist. Let's see what the reroll is.
I used just.
You added as SL2, so it's going to be 3 SL in total with the assist.
All right, well. And then,
I'll assume by now you've given him. Have you given him anything to drink?
Sure.
right, well, let's have a look. You are quite muscular, aren't you? Well, good job that I believe in confidentiality above all else. So, confidentially, we will exchange. I believe half price on the sleeping bag sounds fair.
Indeed.
And I, in exchange, will tell you, confidentially, the noble who paid me the money to leave the cart outside of town, containing all the meat, where I was to leave it and get paid a lot of gold coin. Confidentially, of course.
Is by chance that noble's name on the wall here? And I point to the wall with all the red rope piece and stuff.
Well, let's have a look. How a curious wall you have.
Yeah, is he in the room with that? Just thinking out loud to myself.
Isn't that in the main room, or?
I think it's upstairs.
I think we have a ledger inside of the drawer or something. But I don't think we should show him this fella.
If it's not in the main room, then
Okay. Right. Yes, it is one of the known nobles. It is not von. I think it's von Steiner. Or was it? No, it was von Rat. Weasley von Rat.
Von Rat, right?
This is.
Go ahead.
This is the cheesy one that ran away, I think, in like the first or second session. Just for anyone listening that's getting confused with the nobles, because
which one did they kill?
One of the others. No, I do actually have them written down, which is helpful. Let's have a look. If I go to my noble area, town council. So von Steiner was killed.
Yeah.
Von Lieberman was basically the sex pest. Von Rat was the runaway cheese man, and von Brotman you've only heard the name of.
Red. Yep. He owns the bakery that.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Gerhard, my friend, is there something else we need from this man?
Yeah, I suppose the coins for the sleeping bag.
Right. And
Albrecht will whisper to the Ioris ear, do you know how much the thing might cost?
I'm looking, my expression is completely blank. I was hoping you would know, but right, sir. So these are the finest elven, and they are from Brazil themselves. From Lustria, made with elven hair.
Right.
And they put enchantments on it even. So 50 gold each.
Well, I'm afraid you're going to have yourself a hard time. I'm down to my last 10 gold crown.
Oh, well, since you gave us the confidentially, we can give you the confidential price for 10 gold exactly.
Oh. Let me confer with myself confidentially for a moment, please, if you don't mind.
Yes, and do note that I am very broad and muscular.
Please roll something against his something. So he has a target of 30 here. Okay.
Right. I tell you what, seeing as you've been such good sport, 10 gold crown, and I'll give you a bedroll in exchange as well.
Well, that sounds reasonable.
Okay.
Don't you agree, Gerhard?
Yes, looks like a fair deal.
Excellent.
And just kind of puts his hand out, palm facing down toward you.
Confidentially, of course. If anyone were to ask you where you've got it, confidential.
Oh, yes, sure. Confidential. And I put my hand on his.
He shouts to the boy at that point to come and carry this bedroll and to be exceedingly careful with it. And in exchange, he picks up a bedroll and gives you one in return.
Thank you. This will do nicely. Oh, and the enchantment they said was something like sleepy, sleepy, easy for peasy or something.
Oh. Well, that's easy to remember.
Yes.
Now, all we need to do is find an elf to sell it to and make some profit. Are you with me, boy?
Yeah, but do not sell it to an elf here in town because we tried them all. So just go outside town.
Cunning. And confidential.
Yes.
Good evening, gentlemen. Puts his hat back on and walks proudly out of the door.
Well, that went better than expected.
Yes, you are very impressive as a salesman. Especially your right arm.
Yes, it's kind of hard to say no to. I will note down these gold coins to see what we do with them later. Or do you want elf?
I certainly wouldn't mind.
Well, I take 5, you take 5.
Thank you very much.
5 gold crown apiece. And on that note, let's take a 5-minute breather. Gentlemen, 1 minute for each of the gold crowns that you now hold in your coin purse, which is a large amount of money to spend on silly things. See you in a moment, audience.
Alrighty then. Welcome back, gentlemen and ladies.
Antoine has left the building with his young lad. You are 5 gold crown apiece richer. And what would you like to do?
Retire. I am out of town.
Leaving this campaign. I'm going to retire. A man can retire on 5 gold crown.
I'm putting the 5 gold pieces in a very secure place on my body.
Okay.
Probably in my copies or something.
Fair enough. Yep. Fair enough.
If I can see it, Albert will say that you're probably not safe with those gypsies in the town. I mean, Stragani.
Well, good point, but the safest place I know, other than, well, something internal.
Yeah, I think you should eat it.
But how will I spend it? I will consider it, but not right now.
It's called investment, I think. That as a halfling we've been talking about some money and how to handle them properly. So you kinda keep the money away from you so you don't spend it. And so you accumulate more and more and more until you have enough.
It was an investment or an investment?
I think investment, yeah. That's the term he used.
That sounds strange.
Yeah, but then again he works with a council, I think.
That is true.
So he ought to know something.
So if I ingest it, it will become more? How is that possible? You gave me stuff to think about.
Yeah. Never heard of it before I got in this big city, so...
Yes, these
lots of stuff to
Raglanders,
learn.
Raglanders are weird. I heard of somebody, you know, you put it in the ground and then water it and it will grow. Yeah. They were also talking about the wooden boy, so it's kind of weird.
I don't know, I tried this once, but it somehow disappeared, so I don't think that this one works.
Right. We'll try it later.
Yes.
They are a bit big, I have to prepare. Right, what gate was it? What direction he said? North?
Northwest.
Yes. Let's go to that place and see about the cart. And I guess we will make our way to the north gate.
Okay.
Or whatever gate it was.
Yep. You make your way over to the northwest gate, and there at the gate are a couple of guards currently inspecting papers of nearby individuals. But over to your right, probably only 15 yards from these 2 guards, a few individuals get into a fist fight all of a sudden. They look to be of darker skin, presumably Straganis, a group of fairly young lads, but they go at it pretty hard, and the guards immediately go over to begin separating them.
It looks like it's our chance to get out quickly, unseen.
Indeed. Let's make haste.
Yep, we sprint through the gate, keeping one eye on the guards and the fight.
The person who's having their papers checked winks at you as you leave. You can just make out the lower jaw of an attractive lady. Her eyes sort of largely covered in hair, but just enough shines through for her to give you a little wink and wave you goodbye as you both swiftly move out of town, where you're greeted with a winding path and about 50 yards until some fairly scattered trees, bushes and shrubbery.
No hedgerow?
Yes. Yes, a small thigh-high Gears of War style hedgerow lines one side and a sort of cobbled together stone wall on the other.
Right. How far out was it? Did he say 100 yards?
Yes, 100 yards away from the path, so there's... Well, let's go and see.
Wait, we should have asked which direction of the path.
Well, it's carved. I suppose it's big and won't be that hard to find.
Alright. Left or right?
Let's go left.
Actually, can we see if we walk along the road and see some tracks going
Yep.
off the road?
You can make me an easy perception, please.
Perception. I will re-roll that.
Okay. Better. You see a break in the hedge. There's only kind of one break in this vicinity, so you get a rough idea of general location it's gone. The grass is fairly thick, and about 20 yards ahead there is a cliff face that kind of winds round to the side, and you can kind of very faintly see that's where the cart was taken. Also, you suspect. Now, it's safe to assume one follows said route?
Yep.
Good. Sometimes assumptions can be a good thing. And
Keep your eyes open, Erard. I don't know what's in these woods. And just to be certain, keep your head down and try to be silent.
Yeah, we know for sure that there is Mary somewhere around, so...
Yes. Just a note, I do have rovers, so I'm trying to be stealthy.
Okay. You are able to move from a bush to hedge to bush to tree swiftly without stepping on any twigs, and you'd be confident even a rabbit, a wild hare, would not see you coming. Now, I probably need to put some tokens on this. We have a Yoris, and we have a ball brick. There we go. So,
Not so stealthy.
not so stealthy. Yes. You take this small walk that ends up joining onto a path that looks like it's been long since forgotten, and you can see the cart left just outside of a fairly unnatural cave or mine shaft. It looks very, very much abandoned. There's no signs of anyone nearby. The cart, however, is also abandoned, but also it is gnawed upon. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of tiny little bite marks on this cart, and the wood is all but chewed to a splinter, leaving it looking like it's hanging on by a thread. Jumping on it would probably seal its fate.
Anything inside the card?
Absolutely nothing, save for a few bloodstains and scraps of fluff.
There goes your meat, I suppose.
Yes. How strange. There's no signs of draft animals anywhere, right?
Of what animals, sorry?
Horses or oxen or something to pull this gun.
No, there is not.
I would say roll me an average perception? Question mark. Just for a quick, survey of what's going on here. You're fairly sure you can see hoof marks just kind of heading off somewhat erratically to two horses in kind of separate directions. It looks like they were just released here.
Very strange. I thought that the horses might worth more even than the cart.
Yes, if that's the meat they were after, then surely the horses are extra meat. At least, so I guess there's a law against eating horse meat here, but I don't think so.
Nobles. As wasteful as ever.
Yes.
Do you want to check that cave over there?
Well, was the blood was on the cart, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Was it like the blood from the meat or other blood, extra blood?
It's kind of mixed up with fur and fluff, so you kind of presume that it's
right.
Probably from all of the animals that were just nommed on.
Yep. Right. Better get our gear in order and we have a look. But if it gets too hairy, I suggest we run rather than risk our lives. Well, unless it's only one or two, perhaps, but...
Well, yeah, I hope that it's empty. But only one way to find out.
Very well. Let's head into this... is it like in the image, like a carved, or is it just a cave?
I'd say that one more time, sorry.
Is it like in the image? Is it man-made, carved out, or is it a natural cave thing?
A little bit of both. It looks like a cave that's probably been converted to something more.
To accommodate a little bit.
Yeah. I would say that the carving is fairly neat, and you think dwarfs have probably had a go at this at some point.
Are there any light sources can be spotted inside that cave?
Not from where you are on the outside. I would say there is no door, it's just a very dark-looking tunnel right now.
Alright, then Albert will unpack from his backpack his storm lantern.
A wise choice.
And let's see, I will ready my crossbow, I guess. Yes. You go first and I follow. I've got my crossbow ready. So, well, at least one shot in it. Be careful. Lead the way.
Alright, Albert notes and goes forth. Also trying to be as stealthy as possible. Just in case.
Okay. So, you enter this tunnel, and it is long and winding for a good 20 to 30 yards. It gradually narrows, and you can see the occasional wooden beam that is holding up the ceiling of this seemingly long abandoned shaft. There are quite a few rats on the floor that you note as you walk past. Small, mostly kind of minding their own business, some seeming not too terrified of you and taking a little bit more of a blasé approach to people. Domesticated, even. And I assume for now that you proceed through them.
Albert will make a brief stop and produce his pouch with the bone dust that he was given by the Strigani girl, and proceed to rub some of that bone dust into his eyes.
Okay. You rub it on your eyes, and before you open the eyes, kind of that black, dark, static turns a little green. You open your eyes, down the end of the tunnel, it's quite an intense glow. And we're going to need... We're going to need...
bad feeling about this.
Good. That's your common sense kicking in. Do you have a token on this, Joris?
I can see it, yes.
Marvellous. And Joris, are you dabbling in any goodies, or are you just kind of chilling?
I'm holding the crossbow, and I'm also feeling for the note a certain lady in the street gave to me to read while in dire stress.
Yep. Okay. So as you're looking ahead, Ulbrich, you can see this intense green glow sort of reflecting off of the floor in particular, the walls, almost making the entire cave seem a beautifully bright, luminous green. This is like those small fragments from up top, only far more intense. Far more intense. And furthermore, make a perception roll for me, please. Challenging now, and this is just for Ulbrich. Okay. That is fine. That is what you see for now?
By the way, can I guess in which direction this cave leads us? Is it more towards the town
back
or
to town.
Away from the town?
Back to town.
All right.
Yeah, you're currently heading back to town.
Joris, you can use this powder on your eyes. It will reveal things if you wish to see them.
Are you sure? I had a nasty experience with the lady the other day.
Yeah, but I'm of the opinion that it's better to know what you're facing
Okay,
rather than be caught off guard.
sure. And I will rub it in my eyes.
It stings a little, so don't apply
say.
too much.
You should have said that before. Oh, it's green. Green is
Yes.
not good.
You know what? I think I seen this glow in the graveyard.
Really?
Yeah, and I wonder if at some point we will pop out somewhere in the gardens. I suppose we will end up there anyways, so
Yes,
let's move on.
Careful then. I fondle the note in my pocket and also discover I have a coin there I got from the lady, which I totally forgot about.
Mm-hmm.
So I grab it Just to reassure my nerves.
Okay. Okay, good stuff. So, you move on ahead. And probably another 50 yards. And what originally was a bit hazy in the background now becomes quite literally crystal clear, as in front of you, Ulbrich, are numerous human-sized green glowing crystals of varying intensities. There are a few fragments around as well, and there is some very crude looking equipment and strange machinery within this chamber.
Are there any movement?
You can hear in the distance, coming from a mixture of tunnels that all lead to this room, some whirring noises, some sounds of, you would presume them to be like dwarf machines. You might have heard or seen of such clonks and clunks and clicks and hisses and steam. Well, you can hear that down here. Coming from pretty much all of them.
Joris, you're a blacksmith. Did you ever... Well... Do you know what the thing is?
Well,
Or
not really.
this machinery?
It is a little bit above my pay grade, as they say. Let's see. Let's roll. Well, I think that thing over there looks familiar. Is there anything I can make out? Like, oh, that's a forge, or that's a thingamabob.
Good question. And you've got trade blacksmith, right?
I rolled a 7 against a 45.
Oh, perfect. Sorry, I was on the wrong tab. Yes, so it looks like there is some sort of pneumatic chisel. So it looks like it's got a little hose going to it, and inside this device is actually another one of these green crystals, but this time only the size of a fist. And it looks like this pushes a chisel into these giant crystals to try and break them apart. That you kind of can assume from what's happening. There are a couple of crude pickaxes as well, but most of them have their ends kind of broken and blunted. It looks like they'd been used but without effect.
Oh, this is a very strange contraption indeed. It's like they want to cut these gems or crystals and use them somehow. Very weird, very strange. What do you think? Should we... This does not look right. Should we try to destroy it, or... Well, I don't know.
Well, that was what was I thinking about. Is there any point to try and destroy it, because would it stop whoever tries to mine those crystals from mining them?
Well, probably they just rebuilt it, but at least it would set them back, and we can go back and get some help somewhere to deal with this properly. What do you think is in the other tunnels? It sounds like machines. Probably more.
Maybe we should take a look before we get to any conclusions.
Yes, I really don't want to, but I think, well, we have to.
And by the way, you said that there was some sort of hose. Is it made of some cloth or cloth-like thing? Or is it a metal pipe?
It looks to be a series of small metal cylinders held together with like bits of burlap that have been mixed with a wax, maybe.
All right, let's check other tunnels.
It looks very crude, but yeah, cobbled together, I would say. Okay, into a tunnel we go. I will ask ye to roll me. Ulbrich, roll me a 1d5, please. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. In this unusual looking chamber that has some rewind a second. How are you approaching this chamber?
Very, very tentatively.
Yes.
Slowly and absolutely as stealthy as we can be.
Yes, both mates.
And I'll turn off my lamp, because I suppose with powder we can more or less see what's around.
Yes, you can. Plus the green crystal actually provides enough illumination now that you're close to it to kind of give you pretty reasonable vision. And I'll ask for a average stealth from each of you. Nine and 9 cigarette balloon.
I'll use my fortune.
How many corruption points do you have?
Enough.
And would you like another?
Not really.
Okay. So, the two of you are approaching this increasingly noisy and frustratingly chaotic machine house. I don't think you would probably have a better word for it. And just peeping round the corner and travelling slightly ahead, Joris, you're able to see a short figure currently working on something on a table at the left-hand side of this chamber. To the right-hand side of the chamber is a cage that has a mixture of crystal, a large sort of head-sized pieces, as well as many, many rats. Only these rats are, I would say, more the size of a small dog, although they haven't noticed you, and they seem quite happy and content just kind of sitting there, moving slowly around. Now, all of this is very interesting until Ulbrich, what do you do to make noise?
I'll drop my lantern.
Until there is a very concrete thud and clang coming from Ulbrich as his storm lantern hits the floor, and in front of you, the small robed figure turns around and hisses. Now, it is that time again. Oh, I'm going to ask for... Sure. Suitably terrifying, I think. That is the response I was hoping for. What we're going to do is we're going to go and roll initiative now, and I'm going to try and do this by the book this time. Do you have a token on screen, Joris? I can't find one, so...
Yeah, it's still called Peckled Cons.
Oh, okay, that's why. I've got Ulbrich, and I'm going to put a Skaven token in middle of the screen just to make life a little bit easier. Right. Now, gentlemen, what we shall do is roll initiative. And it is Joris first. No, wait, it is... you're not a Skaven Knight Runner, you're a Skaven Slave. His initiative should be lower, so he's... because I put the wrong token on. No, it's actually correct. The Knight Runner, who's not actually a Knight Runner, he's a Skaven Slave, is due to go first. So let me just correct that token for you. I'll call it Rat Thing for canon purposes. There we go. Right. So, it is... Now, any fortune points to be used to change combat order before we get started? No problem. Rat to go first then. The rat is going to use its action to shout very, very loudly. It's actually going to be more like a squeal than a hiss, as rats. Oh, we have a player dropped out of chat. So what we're going to do... Aha. Discord, it would appear, is just restarting. Bear with us a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen, just while we fix any technical problems. Unless, gentlemen, you can hear me? Nope. We will be back in just a moment.
Can...
Right, we're here again. So, sorry, just to repeat the question then, because I'm not sure if you heard me. Any fortune points to be used to manipulate combat order?
No, I am relying on my stealth roll to not be seen.
Yes.
Are we using the group initiative in this? The group advantage, I mean?
Yes, we will be using group advantage.
I think I might have to buy the bullet and move myself at the top of the round.
It may avoid tripping an alarm. So, Ulbrich, 1 fortune point.
Spent. Now, you have a 15-fingered Skaven to deal with. You swiftly move forward, immediately recognizing the imminent threat of anyone alerting others to your presence, and moving forward into the room. Instinctively, you see in front of you a small rat thing stood by a table, only turned around, looking at you, hissing, with a dagger in one hand and a sword in the other. What would you like to do? I would like to arrange a meeting of that said rat with my flail.
Yep, flail rat, rat flail. Spoon, Jar Jar spoon. Make your attack, please. I will give you... It's not quite the element of surprise because he has been alerted, nor it's simply you outnumber him, so there is one advantage in the pool, but it's group advantage. Plus 10 for charging, though.
Alright.
It says enemies 2, player 0.
Enemies 2, player 0. Oh.
In the combat tracker.
Right, yes. It thinks it's a swarm, which is why. Because it will be if not dealt with. So don't worry, we'll modify that in a moment. Right.
the grouped bandits, you'll have to edit that manually. I thought.
Will do. Right, we're going to roll a weapon in response. 90, there we go, 16 damage, and that is enough. And where do you... right in the chest. So just as it takes a deep breath in and looks like it's about to scream, crack, your flail meets with its rib cage, collapsing it inwards by the sternum, and instead of a squealing scream, there's just this and it falls over. I would say the rats behind you, however, do seem somewhat perturbed by this. And
let them all take the soul, and with that, Albish will pick up the corpse and try to drop it into the cage with other rats.
Okay, it's quite light as it's such a wiry, wrangly creature. Easy to do so. Yoris? All of this happens in a split second, and keeping your wits about you, you do not hear any other noise.
Good. I will look. The strange place this is. I will have a quick look at the table, what he was doing.
On the table is a key. It's an unusual key, though. It has a horned rat or goat-like head on the hilt, I guess, and the shaft itself is actually comprised of this strange green stone housed within some sort of threads of metal. It's very kind of intricate compared to the rest of the machinery in here. This looks like it's had some effort put into it. That certainly stands out as it's in the centre of the table, and lots of other similar looking but half-made or broken or damaged versions of this are also scattered around it. None of them, though, have the crystal within.
This looks important. Alright, what? Come and look at this. Don't touch it though. It looks weird.
Yes, I think Doom warned us that we shouldn't touch this green stuff. It might be poisonous or something.
Well, if it rises dead, then yes.
But I think we should take this key with us, purely to deny them owning this key.
Yeah, well, I'm not touching it. Let's look if we can put it in something.
Are there any prongs or something around here?
There are... I would say make a... Sure, there are. It takes you a minute to look around all of the strange scraps of metal that pass for tools, but you eventually find something that looks a bit like a prong. I would point at this time that you can hear the rats that are behind you more viciously chewing. They seem to be working themselves up and getting a little bit agitated now. Some of them are even biting on the bars.
I suggest we get out of here quickly. Let's put it in a cup or something. Surely there's a cup here.
I think I have something for that. I have a vial with human urine. I'll put the key inside.
Well, that's good enough. Nah, let's get the hell out of here. I'm assuming, by the way, this was a room and not somewhere of a hallway.
There is another there is another exit to here, so to speak. Okay. So it continues on, which is very, very relevant because as the two of you kind of weigh up your options, seeing these rats getting increasingly agitated. Roll me a average perception, please, both of you.
Rich.
Okay. Ulbrich, a little bit of a loss in terms of focusing on the noise. This sort of hissing machine to your left is just annoyingly captivating your attention. Yaris, however, you can hear almost the sound of marching coming from where you had come from. And if anyone has played Vermintide and listened to the sound of yay, 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 a similar sound is heard by Yoris right now, instilling most likely
anxiety, at least.
Anxiety, at the very least. So, you have chewing rats inside the chamber with you, working themselves up into an ever-increasing frenzy, biting on the bars now, having devoured this body, and coming from the way you had come from, the sound of metal-clad boots. Gentlemen.
Erard, quickly this way, and pull him to the other doorway.
Obediently following.
Roll me a d5, please. Whoever didn't roll last time.
I think. Yep.
Number 5.
Mumbo number 5.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Inside here, and this is a chamber that's kind of seems to carry on weaving to the left, so kind of like the entrance and the exit to here are quite close together, but up ahead you can see a rat-headed figure in robes, kneeling down, worshipping what looks like a statue of a very large rat, with horns on its head. And what is particularly unusual with this room is that there are also hundreds of other rats, small ones, that are all looking towards this shamanesque type figure.
Much better.
Much better. Much better. And, of course, the head slowly turns towards you. I'll give you the opportunity for challenging stealth, just to see. We're going challenging now because of your pace, though. So just to see if you can remain.
Nope.
It's fine.
I would like to use my smoke bomb.
Okay.
That I haven't used, I think.
Right. Excellent. And what are you doing with your smoke bomb?
So, just to get it straight, the exit from this chamber is not far away from us.
Yeah, it's like, if you reached your left arm out, it's like 3 meters that direction. The chamber is kind of more to your right arm, if that makes sense.
Alright, so I'll light this smoke bomb and drop it in between ourselves and that creature and pull Yoris toward the exit.
Okay. And this is a smoke bomb that ignites on detonation, so no fuse attached. It simply poofs like dropping a bag of flour, only far more intense. And this cloud of what looks like black powder smoke very quickly engulfs the majority of the room, and even sort of protrudes out past where you now have to kind of take a little bit of a guess to the tunnel you're running to, and just manage to make it through. And behind you, though, you can hear quite a lot of angry hissing and almost not rumbling. I would guess just a collective squeak of several hundred rats.
I'll squeak too.
It's more like a chorus, I guess. Yeah, more like some demonic classical music. So, I will ask you...
This is fine.
This is fine. This is fine. One more D5, please, from one of you.
You go, Aaron.
Good, we haven't got to that one yet. Excellent, excellent. In this room, as you run through, and now looking directly toward you as you enter the room, is a very unusual looking rat with a mechanical arm, some sort of green smoky thing bellowing out from its back as it's wearing some sort of backpack, and it's also wearing goggles and is looking towards you with a very, very loud hiss. It points towards you with its good arm and begins to charge. Now, gentlemen, I would like...
surprise for this one?
What was that, sorry?
Can we claim surprise for this one?
You do have the squeaking and the shouting from behind you. So right now I've taken the assumption that this rat is curious what the hell that's all about. So is basically expecting you. Now, that being said, you may still have surprise in that you might be able to act first. As in to catch him off guard. So I tell you what, I will simply, let's roll an initiative test to see if you catch him off guard. So both of you roll me an initiative, please. Challenging, and this will be an opposed test. His target is 40. Okay, +1. So, well, Peckled will get to go first, but not a. I was going to use the 2 combined scores of yours. Quite difficult to catch a Skaven off guard.
Yep.
Gentlemen, what I'm going to suggest we do, because this is going to be quite a kerfuffle to deal with, and I'm very much looking forward to how you deal with it, but I would like to pick this up in part 2 of this session, so we have sufficient time to finish it. And yes, if that is quite alright with yourselves.
Yep.
I think for now, if we have 2, we'll probably do 1 hour per amount of players we have as a general rule. Plus, I also need to go and help with the baby. So, thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you very much, viewers, for viewing. We will be continuing sessions most Saturdays and some Fridays, so we can get some of the old players to continue, because some of them can only do Fridays. It's a little bit hectic with my schedule. Keep an eye on the YouTube. I don't have a Twitter. And I will keep you up to date in the Discord as well as to when the sessions will be. But thank you, players, for playing. Enjoy dealing with the storm vermin, the rat shaman thing, the rat swarm, and
the entire Under Empire,
and the Skaven engineer, whatever you call them. Enjoy dealing with all of these things, and we'll figure out what happens next time. Take care, guys.
Yep. I think the game. See ya.